The green movement is a popular trend in America today. We speak passionately about reducing our carbon footprint, recycling, alternative fuels, and generally cleaning up the environment to heal the ozone layer and stave off the effects of global warming. But how much of our environmental consciousness is just talk? What's really being done about it? Today, WYES takes a look at trash to gas, Patriot Energy's emerging technology for radically reducing our nation's solid waste streams while creating a continually renewable energy source. For those of you who don't know, WYES stands for We're Your Energy Source, your news connection for the green movement. Our team of reporters, experts, and news anchors will take you on location and behind the scenes. Now, let's go live to the news desk.
Welcome to the News Center at WYES. I'm Mark Saunders.
And I'm Bethany Vitullo. And this is the state of the environment.
And it's not a pretty picture. Our American way of life takes a heavy toll on the environment. We consume twice as much energy as we produce, and we depend on foreign fossil fuels to take up the slack. As everyone knows, these are non-renewable energy resources, meaning when we use them up, they're gone. And at the rate we're going, it's estimated we will soon need at least 4 additional planets' worth of resources to support Earth's more than 6 billion people.
And all of that energy means lots of waste. We are a culture that wastes. In fact, we produce more than 220 million tons of garbage a year. That's enough to fill a convoy of garbage trucks that could wrap around the Earth 6 times and reach halfway to the moon.
That's a lot of trash. Fortunately, Patriot Energy has found a way to kill 2 birds with one remarkable environmental stone.
It's called trash to gas, and the first plant will be built in Ohio.
Trash to gas combines 2 proven environmentally sound technologies into one waste conversion operation. The first is the Herhoff Stabilat method, used throughout Germany to convert more than 80% of each load of solid waste into recoverable resources and a fuel source called Stabilat.
And the Interchem system, currently in use in Montreal, which takes raw materials similar to Stabilat and turns them into ethanol, making today's trash tomorrow's fuel source.
Sound too eco-friendly to be true? Take a look at this report from Channel 6 in Berlin.
The Herhoff Stabilat method was developed in 1997 in the town of Haslau, Germany, near the city of Dresden. This technology transforms everyday waste into clean, dry fuel. In this facility, household and industrial waste from the nearby communities is dried biologically and converted into Stabilat fuel pellets after all the recyclable raw materials have been removed. On average, more than 50% of each load of solid waste can be recovered as Stabilat. As a fuel source, the pellets are comparable to industrial coal, but they release far fewer pollutants, making Stabilat a more environmentally friendly alternative. The plant itself is a marvel of green efficiency. Wastewater is condensed and filtered so that it is safe. Airborne exhaust contaminants are burned off so that only clean air returns to the atmosphere. And Stabilat from this facility fuels a nearby power plant, returning energy to the community in exchange for their waste. For Channel 6, I'm Martin Lindau.
Waste treatment plants across Germany are turning thousands of tons of trash into these little pellets. Hard to imagine?
Yes, it is. So let's go to the Situation Room where our resident scientist, Jim McKenzie, can break it down for us. Jim?
Thanks, Mark. So, how does all that garbage magically become fuel? Well, it's a well thought out and carefully controlled environmentally sound process that's going to debut in Ohio. Let's start with safety. Like the facility in Haslau, the Ohio plant will be fully automated. Computers control the equipment that handles the garbage. So unlike other waste processing operations, there's almost no human contact with the waste stream. The only time people get directly involved is to hand sort batteries from the recyclable scrap at the end. All of this is done indoors, so that means no nasty odors for nearby homes or offices. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Once the waste is dumped at the facility, it's run through shredders. Then, computerized cranes fill a series of long bins called Herhoff boxes with the shredded waste. Once a box is filled, the computers drop on a lid and seal it shut. Now, once the bunker's sealed, industrial fans circulate air through the box to help the microorganisms in the waste break it down. This creates heat, which dries out the trash while releasing moisture and gas. The moisture is condensed and the water's treated. Do you know about 30 to 40% of solid waste is actually water? The gas goes through a LARA industrial air filtration system, which heats air to over 850 degrees Celsius, which is nearly 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit. Talk about getting a little sun. This burns away any and all impurities and releases clean air back into the atmosphere. Now, it takes 5 to 7 days to dry out a big box of garbage, and the first plant will have 40 of those boxes. Now, once the waste is dry, it's fed through a series of enclosed conveyors and shakers that separate out metal, glass, and any other non-combustible material. And like I said, batteries have to be removed by hand. The glass and metal can all be recycled. And the combustible waste, the Stabilat, is ready for harvest.
But this state-of-the-art facility doesn't stop there, does it?
No, it doesn't. See, there's a reason this station is called We're Your Energy Source. The Stabilat is the source for the first step in the Enerchem technology, which turns that Stabilat into ethanol.
And how does that work?
Remember on MASH when the doctors had a still in their tent to make martinis? It's really the same thing on an industrial level. Instead of compressing the Stabilat to pellets, like they do in Germany, the trash-to-gas plant takes the Stabilat fluff and feeds it into the gasification chamber. That's an aluminum thermal fluid bed reactor. Now, this creates what we call syn-gas, for synthetic gas. Then, syn-gas is blown into cooling and washing towers to clean and condition it. Finally, it's fed into a catalytic reactor where it interacts with catalysts and materials and condenses or liquefies into ethanol, which can be used as a fuel source.
So in Germany, they use Stabilat as a replacement for coal, but we will use it as a substitute for gasoline.
So every time you take out the trash, you'll really be saying, fill her up. And experts predict that within the next 10 years, we'll be using more than 36 billion gallons of ethanol a year.
Making this a technology whose time has definitely come.